Exciting news for Pixel fans. We got a first look at the Pixel 10. And there's something really remarkable here that I think people are going to be really excited about. And go ahead and take a look at these images. So these are from the Onleaks guys. They're good at this stuff. They're really accurate whenever they get these things. So I have a lot of confidence in this. But if this holds true, if you take a look at it, what do you notice? This is the Pixel 10, not the 10 Pro, not the Pro XL. This is the 10. It has 3 cameras. So that means the Pixel 10 will be much more capable than what we have right now. I have a telephoto, ultra wide, and a regular camera. That's something that's been reserved only for the Pixel 9, like the 9 and 9 Pro. Previously, we have the Pro XL now, but previously the larger the Pro, and now the Pro XL would have 3 cameras. The regular one would not. It would only have 2, just the regular and the ultra wide. So this is going to be a big step in the direction of making all their phones more capable in the camera department. So it looks like they're mostly keeping the same design, which I like. I really like the design on the Pixel 9 series phones, 9 Pro, 9 Pro XL, all that jazz. So I'm okay with this. I'm okay with them using the same design. Okay, this is our design. We're going to roll with this, and now we're going to spruce it up a little bit. And having 3 cameras on the back of the regular phone really makes it worth its weight a little bit more, and it makes it stand out. Because if you take a look at the competition, the iPhone 16, it has 2 cameras on the back. You take a look at the S25, S25 Plus, those both have 3 cameras on the back. So I think that they're trying to kind of pivot their way in there and make themselves more of an alternative to the S25, S25 Plus, or of course, the S26, S26 Plus we would presumably get next year. So big news there. Now, not so big news in the Tensor department. I've been reading some articles, and people are like, oh, it's going to be another underwhelming chip, blah, 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 all that stuff, which depends on how you look at it, okay? Because it looks like it might be a 4-nanometer processor again. We were hoping for a 3, but looks like it might be another 4, so probably another incremental upgrade. Of course, I talked about this before, and I told folks, when they move from Samsung to TSMC, do not expect them to be making like a 5 gigahertz chip, 2 nanometer, all that stuff for the first go around. That is not what they're going for. That's not what they're trying to do. And they've said that's not what they're trying to do. So expect probably a 15%, 20% bump in the CPU, GPU power, all that stuff over the Tensor 4 with the Tensor 5. That's what I expect. That's what I'm putting my money on. I'm not betting, but I mean, if I were to bet, that's what I would put my money on. So what we can expect is better camera stuff, more built out, more robust camera stuff on the regular 10. And then that leaves us to wonder, what are we going to get for the 10 Pro and 10 Pro XL? My guess is they might take the cameras from the 9, put those on the 10, and then give us like a new primary camera or a new telephoto or something. And that would be cool. Like, they have to differentiate them somehow. I don't expect to see the exact same cameras. Maybe the ultra wide might be the same or something like that. But I would expect them to go a little bit harder than that and really make themselves stand out. Now, the Pixel line, they're always known for the camera stuff, and it looks like they'll still have this on lockdown even with the Pixel 10. So, exciting stuff if you're a Pixel fan. I'm interested. I'm excited. It'll be interesting to see what we get. Hopefully we get UFS 4. Hopefully we get a 256 baseline storage. I think in the year 2025, you should have a 256 baseline storage with any Pro level phone. I'm more okay with like the regular 10 having 128, but the Pro and the Pro XL have to have 256. They need to have UFS 4, and there's some other nice little things that they could do too. But largely the Pixel 9, big success. People love them. Great job. Good job with the cameras. Great job with the operating system. Beautiful screens. Great polishment. Great fitment. Great refinement. They did a really good job with the Pixel 9 series, other than the people whining about the processor. And it's funny because you don't hear everybody whining about the Snapdragon 8 Generation 3 now. I mean, the Snapdragon 8 Elite is like super impressively more powerful. You talk about a 4 gigahertz processor versus a 3.3. That's a major upgrade. And you talk about 2 primary cores instead of 1 primary core. Like, the capabilities of the Snapdragon 8 Generation 3 are significantly lower in many areas than the Snapdragon 8 Elite. But no. Got to harp on the Tensor 4 that's 4 years old, 3 years old, whatever. It's not. It's based on the latest architecture that Samsung had at the time. It's 4-nanometer chip. It's very capable, over 3 gigahertz primary core, and significant improvements in AI across the board and everything. And it runs fine. I use the Snapdragon 8 Elite. I use the Snapdragon 8 Generation 3. I use the Tensor 4. And on day-to-day value, they feel exactly the same. There is no difference in day-to-day performance. All three reliable, all three powerful, all three capable, designed for different things. Google's is designed to handle their AI, their algorithms. You take advantage of their cloud-based servers, do all the stuff that they want it to do. And if you have over a 3 gigahertz processor, like it's like saying, okay, so you got 350 horsepower versus 400 horsepower. Really not that big of a difference. Yes, you can look at the benchmarks, but benchmarks aren't everything. Benchmarks really aren't that much of anything. They only matter to like the super elite nerds who actually care about that stuff, but it has almost zero bearing on day-to-day performance. The only thing that the Tensor 4 really suffers, if you want to even use the word suffer, in equivalency to the to the Snapdragon 8 Generation 3 or 8 Elite, is when it comes to super high-end gaming. No, it's not going to run exactly as good because, one, most of these games are not optimized for Tensor in the first place, which even if it did have the same hardware specs, would not run as well because they don't optimize it for the Tensor. At least most of them don't. And then on top of that, they're designed different. Different design architecture, all sorts of different things. So it's really comes down to, does it do what it's supposed to? Is it flagship level power and performance? Yes. The Tensor 5, I think, will be a very good chip. And then it'll be nice. But here's the thing. I've been predicting this for a long time. Ever since we talked about moving to TSMC, people are still going to complain about it. And you know what's going to happen? You're going to have 90% of people who use it and go, oh, this is a great chip. This is fantastic. I love this phone. It does everything I need it to do. And you're going to have 10% of the people sitting up in the wings, running their mouth, flapping their gums, complaining about, oh, it's the benchmarks are only as good as a chip 2 years ago. And it's probably just something they read off an article and don't understand anyway. So don't worry about it. The Tensor 5, I think, will be good. The design, I think it looks good. I love that they're building on the same design they already have. You're going to get 3 cameras out there, and it's going to work. It's going to work great. I mean, everybody complains about something, right? Whenever it comes to like the other Samsung phones right now, if you have an S24 or older phone, we still don't have One UI 7. It's like 6 months late. If you got an iPhone, their intelligence sucks and it's terrible and it's delayed and it's late and it's useless. So it's like, okay, do you want to complain about a clock speed that you don't notice or ever even realize is not as high, or you want to or talk about features that you don't have or don't work on your phone? So it's so frustrating. You know, you hear this all the time. Oh, the Tensor sucks. The Tensor sucks. It's unusable. I don't mind arguing with people, and I don't mind getting into discussions, but when you show up and go, it's unusable, it's crap, it's 5 years old, it's slow, it doesn't work, all those things obviously are not true. It's just extremist arguments because you have some sort of Snapdragon chip stuck up your butt, and you can't cope, I guess. So if you want to actually have a legitimate argument, that's fine. We can talk about it. I don't mind talking to people and having discussions about this stuff, but whenever you come up with those stupid things, it just immediately I look at it and I roll my eyes and I just dismiss it. Like I don't even bother replying. It's not even worth my time. Or if I do, I'll be like, okay, this makes no sense. This is absurd. So anyway, the leaks are cool. The Pixel 10, it's going to be probably a really good phone. Hopefully it builds off of what we got with the Pixel 9. Got that goodwill, got that ambassadorship back between us, and you go, okay, we've got a good relationship. The phone has been good. We can trust you a little bit again. Let's see what we can do 2 years in a row. Can we cook 2 years in a row? That's what I want to see. I want to see consistency. I want to see stability. I want to see a step up to the next level. I want to see more AI features. I want to see AI stuff that matters more than what we have now, which they're making some steps. And I want to see some significant improvements in the camera department that really set it apart from the rest of the competition, even though I can only ask for so much. The Pixel 9 series phones are already like the best camera phones you can get in the US. So they're doing a good job. They did a great job with the Pixel 9. They did so many things right. And as everybody's sitting here complaining about the Samsung, complaining about the iPhones, there's only like 18 people left who are just complaining about the Tensor, who probably aren't even using the phone and never even use the Tensor. So cool stuff. Hopefully you like the leaks and the renders. Hopefully you're excited, and we'll see what we get as 2025 rolls on with the Pixel stuff. We're still waiting on the Pixel 9a. Presumably could launch at any time. I think it's supposed to come out like next week or something. I don't know. And whenever it shows up, Google, of course, doesn't invite me to anything, so I don't really know. I just have to wait, and I'm at the mercy of whenever I see a news announcement. So we'll see what goes on there. Hopefully it's not too overly priced, which I'm sure it probably will be, and then I'll be back to complain about that. But anyway, that's all I got. If you have any questions, comments, gripes, concerns, complaints, all that stuff, please, of course, go to the comment section. I'll do my best to get back with you. If you have something worthwhile to say, just framing that, because you could type like an 8-page thesis statement about how the Tensor 4 is an outdated, unusable piece of trash, and then I will just not even look at it. So if you use your brain power and come up with a real argument, we'll talk. So that's all I got. As always, if you enjoyed the video, please hit the like and the subscribe button and the little notification bell if you want updates when new videos come out. And as always, thanks for being here. I appreciate you watching. I'll see you guys next time.